Ready to sail smarter, laugh, and dodge headaches you never saw coming? You are in the right place. Think of this as your friendly co-captain, keeping things simple, practical, and fun while you soak up the good stuff. No lectures, no scare tactics, just real talk to help your cruise feel smooth from gangway to goodbye. Grab a drink, get comfy, and stick around. The best tips tend to appear right when you least expect them, taking towels, robes, or other items as souvenirs. That fluffy robe and the pool towels feel tempting, right? Here's the expensive truth. Cruise lines track their linens with RFID chips sewn into towels and robes, and terminals have hidden scanners that catch items as they pass through, get flagged, and the replacement fees land on your account. A pool towel can be $45, a large towel $65, and that cotton robe you loved can show up as $95. That is way more than a similar item costs on land. Some lines will even show a photo of the missing item tied to your cabin to avoid any debate. Do you really want your farewell gift to be a surprise charge on the final bill? There are easy wins. Small hand towels and certain bathroom amenities are often complimentary. If you genuinely love the robe or a specific towel, ask guest services or check the onboard shop. Many ships sell official versions for less than the penalty. The better move is to take pictures and memories, not inventory. Pack your own beach towel if you want a personal color or texture, and leave the ship's items where they belong. That way you breeze through the scanners, skip the awkward "we need to talk about your bag" moment, and end your cruise with smiles instead of fines. Protecting your passport and ID in port. Nothing derails a vacation faster than losing your passport. It happens when documents are loose in a bag, left on a shop counter, or even snatched by a gust of wind. Yes, people have watched a passport go right out of their hands off a balcony or out of their hands. Without it, you may not be allowed to reboard in certain ports, and you definitely cannot fly home. Do you really want your trip to end with consulate visits and extra hotel nights? Use a simple plan. Before you step off the ship, check the daily program to see what ID is required. In many Caribbean and European ports, you can carry your cruise card plus a photo ID like a driver's license and leave the passport locked in your cabin safe. If the port requires a passport, keep it in a money belt or underclothes pouch, not in a back pocket or an open backpack. Snap clear photos of the info page and carry a paper copy stored separately. If something goes wrong, that copy helps your embassy replace it faster. On board, keep the passport in the safe when not in use, never out on a desk. If you do lose it ashore, report it immediately to port authorities and the ship so they can help you contact your consulate. A little care means you return home as smoothly as you left, with stories to tell and your documents still in your pocket, leaving the Do Not Disturb sign up all day. That little Do Not Disturb card feels like a privacy shield, right? On a cruise ship, leaving it up for more than 24 hours does the opposite. The crew has strict safety protocols, and a cabin that stays inaccessible can signal a medical issue or rule breaking. After a full day with that sign in place, security is allowed to enter and check on you. It happens. Guests who were simply sleeping off a long night have been woken by officers because housekeeping could not get in for an entire day. If, during that welfare check, they find something that violates policy like smoking materials or a prohibited appliance, you could face a warning or even a fine. Use the sign thoughtfully. Hang it when you truly need uninterrupted rest. Then remove it when you head out, or at least once a day so your attendant can service the room and confirm all is well. If you want extra privacy for a longer stretch, call guest services and let them know instead of leaving the sign up indefinitely. A door that stays closed too long sets off literal and figurative alarms, and the ship has a duty to ensure everyone is safe. Bottom line, let the team do their routine checks. You still get quiet time, and the ship gets peace of mind that you are okay. Packing prohibited items. How to avoid the awkward security chat. Let's keep this simple. Cruise security is a lot like airport security with sea legs. If you pack something that looks dangerous, they will find it. Firearms or ammunition are a hard no on commercial cruises. Same story with combat knives or very long blades. They get treated as weapons and confiscated on the spot, and you could be detained. Drones are another hot topic. Many lines ban them unless you have special permission, mostly because of privacy and port airspace rules. If you sneak one in, best case they hold it until the end of your cruise. Worst case, you are having a long talk with security. Handcuffs, tasers, and pepper spray also live on the Do Not Bring list. One quick example. A traveler once had a single loose bullet in a jacket pocket. The scanner caught it, alarms went off, boarding slowed down, and that guest nearly got arrested while they sorted it out. Not fun. Do yourself a favor. Check your cruise line's prohibited list on their website before you pack. It usually includes weapons of any kind, long sharp objects like big scissors or knives over about 4 inches, flammables, candles and incense, and home appliances like rice cookers or coffee makers. Some lines even restrict certain sports gear like hoverboards because of battery risks. Souvenirs can be tricky too. Coral, big shells, plants or seeds may be confiscated by customs due to environmental laws. When in doubt, ask first. Pack smart, breeze through screening, and start your vacation without a pit stop in the secondary inspection room. Treating the crew poorly, especially your cabin steward. The crew is there to make your trip great, not to be personal servants. Your cabin steward is a pro, and part of that job is reporting unusual incidents directly to the head of security. If they suspect problematic behavior, service can slow down or speed up accordingly. It happens, guests who are rude sometimes discover their room is the last to be cleaned, or that fresh towels somehow arrive late, while kind guests often get small extras like an extra pillow or a fun towel surprise. Beyond convenience, there are official consequences. Captains have zero tolerance for harassment or insults toward staff, and passengers have been put off the ship for verbal or physical aggression. You agreed to a code of conduct in your ticket contract that includes basic respect. So, greet your steward and servers, say thank you, and make requests calmly. Many seasoned cruisers give a small upfront tip, about $2 to $5 per night, to set a positive tone for the week. If something goes wrong, ask nicely and give the team a chance to fix it. Want exceptional service without drama? Treat the crew like the professionals they are, and they will become your best allies at sea. Be kind and everyone wins, including you, getting drunk in your cabin with your own alcohol. That bottle from port might look like a good time in your stateroom, but it can spiral fast. Alcohol intoxication is behind about 85% of nighttime medical emergencies on cruises, and many happen in cabins where someone drank heavily because it felt safe. Most lines do not allow you to consume alcohol purchased ashore, and they usually hold it until the end of the trip. Drink too much alone and pass out, and no one may notice until it becomes a medical problem. Mix high alcohol intake with ship motion, dehydration, or a bout of seasickness, and you can black out or fall, especially in the shower. If the medical team has to step in, expect a big bill. Treatment for alcohol intoxication commonly runs from $500 to $3,000, payable before you disembark. If it is serious, you could be taken off the ship for hospital care at the next port, on your dime. Be smart. If you drink, do it in the bars where staff can keep an eye on you and slow service if needed. If you choose to drink in your cabin, do not do it solo. Keep water and real food handy and never mix alcohol with medications or drugs. Do you really want one night of overdoing it to cancel the rest of your vacation? Risky selfies in unsafe spots. We all love a great photo, but chasing that perfect shot can turn dangerous fast. On ships and in port, people push past barriers, step onto slick rocks, tiptoe along cliff edges, or climb on unstable structures just to frame a dramatic selfie. Strong gusts, uneven footing, and surprise waves do not care how many likes you want. There have been tragic cases reported where a traveler posed at a cliffside viewpoint, lost balance in the wind, and fell. 1 second you are smiling at the camera, the next you are in real trouble. Here's the safer way to bring home beautiful memories. Keep both feet on stable ground and stay behind railings and marked lines. If an area is roped off or signed as dangerous, it is for a reason. Ask a friend or a nearby visitor to take your picture so you are not juggling balance and a phone at once. Use a wrist trap or a grip for your device so it does not pull you forward if you fumble. On excursions, listen to the guide. If they say stop at this point, stop at that point. For water activities, wear the life vest they hand you, even if you are a strong swimmer. Here's the question to keep in your back pocket. Is any photo worth risking your life? Enjoy the view with your eyes first, snap smart from a safe spot, and come home with pictures you can proudly share for years. Learning the ropes of cruise life? Make it official, subscribe, and like. It helps us grow, and you'll be first in line for future adventures. The ship's medical center is not a full hospital. Seems like the onboard medical center would work like a complete hospital at sea, right? In reality, it is built for basic emergencies and stabilizing patients, not major procedures. If you develop something serious like appendicitis or a complicated fracture, they will manage pain and monitor you, then arrange to get you off at the next port for treatment on land. Some larger ships have X-ray and small labs, but the scope is limited, and the care is not included in your fare. Think private clinic, not free service. A simple office visit can run $100 to $200, and an IV can be around $500. Those charges go straight to your onboard account. Common missteps include waiting too long because you hope it will just pass, which can make things worse, or sprinting down for every minor twinge and then being upset about the bill. Another surprise is language expectations. Doctors often speak English and the ship's primary language, but not always yours. Smart game plan. Bring your own meds and a small first aid kit to handle minor issues. If a symptom is not improving, see the doctor during regular clinic hours when possible, rather than letting it escalate into a midnight emergency. Carry real travel insurance so you can claim those medical costs later. Understand the limits. The ship's doctor can prescribe antibiotics for an infection, but if they suspect anything serious, they may recommend disembarkation for your safety because the ship cannot do surgery or summon every specialist. If you have a condition, carry a brief medical summary from your physician. Bottom line, the medical center is valuable but limited, and definitely not free. Avoid needing it if you can, and if you do, go promptly and with realistic expectations, bringing illegal drugs or banned substances on board. Some travelers think they can sneak banned substances onto a cruise without being caught. Security at ports and on ships operates a lot like an airport, with scanners and trained dogs, and if they catch you, the fallout is serious. Even if something is legal back home, that does not carry over at sea. Cruise ships follow U.S. federal law and international rules, and many substances are flat-out prohibited. Carnival clearly states that U.S. federal law applies on board, and carrying any banned item, even with a prescription, can get you removed and reported to the authorities. This really happened. In 2018, an older British couple was stopped in Lisbon when authorities discovered several kilos of a serious controlled substance in their luggage after a cruise. More commonly, younger guests try to bring a small amount of a banned substance, only to have dogs alert on a bag or cabin during routine checks. THC and CBD products that are not expressly authorized are banned too. Best case, if you are caught, the line disembarks you immediately and may ban you for life. Worst case, you deal with local police or customs in a foreign country and you could be held there. Remember that security often rescins backpacks when you reboard at each port, and random inspections are normal. If you need controlled medications, carry them in original containers with your prescription and only what you legitimately need. One simple question to keep in mind: is a tiny stash worth turning your vacation into a criminal case? Drugs and cruises do not mix, and the risk is not just losing your trip. It is risking your freedom and your future travel plans, leaving belongings or drinks unattended. Cruise ships feel friendly and safe, but they are still floating cities packed with strangers. That means the same common sense you use on land applies at sea. Real things that happen on board: a phone left on a deck chair that is gone when you get back, a wallet holding a spot that never holds anything again, or a beach bag that vanishes during a quick dip. Bars and clubs have another risk. Leaving an open drink on a table is never a good idea. While it is uncommon, there have been reports of drink spiking in party settings on cruises, just like on land. Plus, bar staff clear abandoned glasses, so you can lose your drink or accidentally grab someone else's. So what's the plan? Keep valuables on you or with a trusted person in your group. If you are heading for the pool, ask your companion to watch the camera and bag, or use the lockers some pool decks provide. Skip flashing big wads of cash or jewelry around the loungers. For drinks, finish it, take it with you if allowed, hand it to a friend you trust, or order a fresh one when you get back. Off the ship, the same rules apply. Do not set your backpack on a bench for a second while you frame a photo. The most common tourist crimes anywhere are quick grabs of unattended items and pickpocketing. Enjoy the relaxed vibes, but keep a light hand on your stuff and your drink. One small habit of attention saves you from a big headache later. After all, do you want your best cruise story to be about the sunset or about replacing a phone in a foreign port, boarding while pregnant or not medically fit? If your doctor says do not cruise right now, why gamble with a setting that is days from a full hospital? Ships can handle basic care and stabilization, but not major events. Pregnancy is a clear example. Most lines set a hard cutoff around 24 weeks, and even before that, a high-risk pregnancy should not be at sea. There are no neonatal intensive care units on board, and preterm deliveries can turn tragic fast. The same caution applies to unstable heart conditions, frequent dialysis needs, or severe respiratory issues that require close monitoring. A cruise is not the place if your condition could deteriorate suddenly. Consider these real-world scenarios. A guest ignored advice after a recent cardiac procedure, boarded a transatlantic sailing, and suffered a major heart attack mid-ocean. Despite a defibrillator and doctors on board, he needed immediate surgery that simply was not possible at sea, and he died before evacuation. In another case, a woman in active cancer treatment sailed without a thorough review, developed complications, and the ship had to divert to evacuate her, disrupting the itinerary for everyone. What is the smart plan? Have an honest pre-trip talk with your physician about timing and risk. If the green light is not solid, postpone. If you do go, notify the cruise line about your condition, carry a concise medical summary, and arrange travel insurance that covers emergency evacuation. For pregnancy, follow the policy to the letter. Most lines require a recent fitness to travel note and will not board guests at or beyond 24 weeks because a mid-ocean berth is extraordinarily risky. Do not try to fudge dates. Vacations can be rescheduled. Your health cannot. Secure your balcony stuff. Breeze, not chaos. Your balcony is for coffee, sunsets, and sea air, but remember you are sitting in the wind lane of a moving ship. Light items left loose turn into projectiles or ocean litter. Towels, t-shirts, or swimsuits draped over the railing often take flight into the sea or land on someone else's balcony. Hard items are worse. A cup or can caught by a gust can tumble to a lower deck and hit someone. People have been hit by things blown off upper decks. Confetti and balloons from celebrations end up in the water and harm wildlife. Cruise lines prohibit tossing anything overboard, and you can be fined if security sees items leaving your balcony, even by accident. Easy fixes work. When it is breezy, keep a hand on your belongings. Dry clothes on the retractable bathroom line most cabins have, not on the railing. If you must dry something outside, use strong clips on a chair and still keep an eye on it. Never leave papers on the balcony table. One gust or a door slam and they are gone. If you smoke in a designated outdoor area, fully extinguish and use an ashtray. Do not flick butts overboard. Besides pollution, embers can drift to other balconies. It has even been suggested that a balcony ember contributed to a 2025 incident involving Carnival Cruise Line's Carnival Glory. Do not hang exterior decorations either. They can shake loose and sail away. Ask yourself this: is a fluttery towel or party confetti worth a fine, a cleanup, or someone getting hurt below? Keep it tidy, keep it safe, and enjoy that view without collateral damage. Report it right away: accidents and lost items. Picture this: you catch a toe on a stair, take a hard bump and think, "I am fine, keep moving." Or you notice your wallet is not where you thought it was, and assume it is back in the cabin. Waiting can turn a small problem into a big one. If you are injured, even a little, get it documented at the medical center or with security so there is a record that it happened on board. Guests have gone home, realized the injury was worse than they thought, and had a tough time with any claim because nothing was reported during the cruise. Same idea with lost items. Tell guest services as soon as you notice something is missing. Ships have cameras in many areas, and a quick report can help the team review footage to see if someone picked up your bag or where your hat fell. If you wait days, the video may be overridden and that good Samaritan who turned in your item might not be easy to match to you in Lost and Found. Every ship has a centralized Lost and Found, and lots of things reappear during cabin cleanings and end-of-cruise sweeps. For any cut or bump, visit the medical center or at least inform your cabin steward and complete an incident form if appropriate. For lost valuables, go to the desk with details of what, where, and when you last saw it. If your keycard goes missing, report it immediately so they can block it and protect your cabin and onboard charges. One simple question to keep handy: why let a fixable hiccup turn into a full-blown headache later? Decorating your cabin without the pricey aftermath. Celebrating a birthday or hanging a few family photos sounds sweet, but it can turn into a very expensive surprise at checkout. Cabin walls and doors are coated with special anti-rust paint that is costly to fix. Any adhesive can peel that finish or leave stubborn residue. Even a tiny stick-on hook can pull up layers of paint. One real example: a family on a Disney Cruise Line sailing used heavy tape for birthday decor and ended up with a $1,200 bill because the cabin had to be repainted. Typical charges run about $75 to remove tape gunk, around $150 for damage from unauthorized hooks, and $500 or more if you harm wood trim or mirrors. Is a birthday banner worth a $1,200 bill? Ready for the fix? Bring small magnets. Most cabin walls are metal under the paint, so magnets hold signs and garlands without glue. Choose smooth-backed magnets or add a bit of felt so you do not scratch the surface. Ask the onboard shop if they sell approved decoration kits. Set framed photos on the desk or shelf instead of sticking anything to the wall. Skip any adhesive on doors, mirrors, or wood. Traveling with little artists, if kids draw on the walls, even with pencil, it triggers professional cleaning charges, so pack coloring books or a sketch pad. When in doubt, check with guest services before you hang anything. Celebrate big, decorate smart, and leave the paint right where you found it, staying safe in port and on-shore excursions. Once you step off the gangway, the excitement of a new place can make anyone drop their guard. But acting like a distracted tourist can invite trouble or accidents. Some ports have higher rates of tourist theft or scams. Think pickpockets in parts of Europe or robberies in certain areas of the Caribbean and Central America. Places like Nassau, Jamaica's Kingston and Montego Bay, and even parts of Rio de Janeiro and Colombo show up in travel advisories for cruise visitors. A common mistake is wandering into non-tourist neighborhoods, especially at night, flashing jewelry or pricey cameras, or accepting tours from unofficial hawkers right on the pier. Unregistered taxis can be risky too, with reports of overcharging or worse. Do a quick safety check before you go. The U.S. State Department and local sources publish up-to-date alerts and areas to avoid. Stick to busy, well-known zones, and if you want to explore further, go during daylight and bring a buddy. Consider the ship's excursions or vetted operators so you are with a group. Carry only the cash you need and leave your passport in the cabin safe, taking a copy unless the port requires the original. Skip the flashy watch and chains that draw attention. Be wary of overly helpful strangers, like someone claiming to be off-duty crew who asks for money to buy something and vanishes. Here's the real question. Do you want an unforgettable day or an avoidable detour to a police station? Stay alert, use big city common sense, and you will enjoy every port without the drama. That is a wrap for today. Thanks for spending part of your sea day with us. If you picked up a tip, tap like and subscribe so you do not miss what is next. Got a story from your own cruise, a win or a lesson learned? Drop it in the comments. We read them all. Now cue up another video and keep the good vibes going. We'll save you a seat on the sun deck.